Hidup aku bagai mimpi, hidup aku bagai mimpi. Banyak sudah kulihat, semuanya ku ingat, ingat. Hidup aku bagai mimpi, betul-betul macam mimpi. Banyak sudah kulihat, semuanya ku ingat.
And hi class. So this is our third property of Laplace transform, which is multiplication by t to the n. Multiplication by t to the n means that if you look at this function, this one obviously define the properties. Okay, multiplication by t to the n means that you have initially Laplace ft, okay, equals to fs, right? So this is our general idea. This is by definition. Multiplication by t to the n means that you have Laplace ft, but this ft is not a single function, but this ft is multiplied by t to the n. So that is why the name of this property is multiplication by t to the n. So when you have Laplace t to the n, and then multiply by a function ft, okay, so the properties say that it is equals to -1 to the n. Differentiate your fs here n times. N comes from your, where does n come from? So n comes from your t to the n. So that's all. Okay, so when you have n equals to odd number, so that you have negative sign in front of your differentiation of fs. If your n is even number, so you have positive sign of your differentiation of your fs. So that is -1 to the power of n here. Just positive or negative sign. It is depend on odd or even of your n, your degree of n. Okay, so if you look at this definition, obviously it said that -1 to the n, differentiate your fs n times, means that you need to find fs first. How to get fs? Go back to our definition. In order to get fs, we need to take the Laplace transform of ft. In this case, you need to define what is your ft and what is your t to the n. That's all. Look at one example. Let's say a here. Okay, a. Given that ft equals to t sine 3t, Laplace t sine 3t is not equals to Laplace t multiplied by Laplace of sine hyperbolic 3t. This is wrong. You need to apply the multiplication by t to the n. If you compare to the definition just now, okay, we find that, okay, your t to the n is what? Equals to t to the power of 1. Therefore, your n equals to 1. So that we can conclude that our ft is sine hyperbolic 3t. Find the Laplace transform of sine hyperbolic 3t first. Laplace sine hyperbolic 3t equals to 3 over s square minus 9. This one you need to refer your table of Laplace transform. Okay, please master your table now. Okay, so this is sine hyperbolic 3t, but our question is Laplace t sine hyperbolic 3t. So the formula is, okay, by property said that -1 to the n equals to 1. -1 to the power of 1, so you have negative sign in front. And then you just need to differentiate your fs with respect to s once. Sekali je. One time only. S square minus 9. Let me... S square minus 9. Okay, so this is just simple differentiation. You need to apply a product rule, u over v. Okay, I don't want to show you the differentiation. So that is your part. Okay, I just take the solution. Oh, it can't read my handwriting. My handwriting is okay, tak apalah. Padamlah. Buruk, memang buruk. Tak betul pun saya tulis ni. So, S squared. Okay. So, now. Okay, 3 over S squared minus 9, selection. So, I just want to differentiate with respect to S. So, this is the solution. So that I have negative sign. When I differentiate inside here, I have negative 6s over s squared minus 9 square. Okay, so that our solution is negative, negative is positive, positive. So I have 6s s squared minus 9 square. Easy, right, the property? Okay, let's move to second example. So if you have t to the power of 1 is quite easy, but let's say you have this one, t square. So that the idea is you need to differentiate your fs twice, right? So what is the question just now? T square cos 2t. So you have to take the Laplace transform of t square cos 2t. If we refer to the definition just now, we have Laplace t to the n ft equals to negative 1 to the n. Okay, differentiate your fs n times. So we read like that. Okay, first of all, find your fs first. Okay, find your fs first. Compare. You have n equals to 2. Therefore, this is our ft. Take the Laplace transform of ft so that we have s over s squared plus 4. Okay, this is your fs. Okay, equals to, then you differentiate your fs twice. Negative 1 to the n, negative 1 square, so you have plus sign. So you just differentiate this one 2 times. Okay. In examination, you need to show the calculation, but yeah, I give you one idea on how to solve for this one. No. Yeah. Tak cantik lah. S, okay, we know that we want to differentiate this one, okay? S square plus 4. Datanglah malas tu. Okay, math. Kenapa buruk? Okay, this is waste of my time and your time too. This one is quite ugly. So write properly. You can write properly. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Okay, S square. Math. Kenapa dia baca 9? Okay lah. Then you try to differentiate twice and then you get the solution. S square plus 4. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Last Okay, baca. Select an nation. So I want to differentiate with respect to t. Okay, so the solution is 4 minus s square plus 4 square. Okay, this is only first differentiation, but the solution you need to differentiate twice. So what you need to do is you differentiate again your function here. Okay, because we need to differentiate twice. So that is the solution. Okay, betul kot ne? Okay, so I just leave this one for you. Probably you can do. Please practice, please practice on how to differentiate this one. Okay, don't do like what I do. So this one is just for our discussion only. Okay, okay. Dah lah, I malas nak guna ni. So you just differentiate once again of the solution just now. Okay, so that is our last solution here. Okay, cool. Okay, so I want to proceed to the next example. Okay, look at here. This is a special one. Given that Laplace of t cube, you know that this one is Laplace t to the n ft. Okay, but at the same time, you can read this as Laplace EAT ft. Am I right? The second property is right. This one is the second property. This one is the third property, multiplication by t to the n here, and this one is the first shift property. If I get this kind of question, I will go to solve for this question by using the first shift property. If the question doesn't mention any property, so I will go for this one. Why? Because this one is easier compared to multiplication by t to the n. If you look at this function, if you set this one as ft, you need to differentiate your function 3 times. So it will waste much of your time. So go for first shift property. So that is our discussion on multiplication by t to the n. So for the next video, we will discuss the inverse of Laplace transform. Thank you, class.
Kapal kami dah berlabuh, gempa akan datang. Turun kota yang ditumpu penuh satu padang. Cerita tentang aku, kamu tak faham. Tak hidup diam, aku pendam simpan dalam.